Today I want to get into HYBE allegedly being investigated and something that happened. I want to get into JungKook apparently being intimate with a girl at an LV party, and then HYBE stock changed and what happened there. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave. Decide hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, hey Spleambook merch, and let's go. There were definitely a lot of concerns with BTS going on a hiatus and what that meant for HYBE going forward. When all this hiatus started to happen, many investors felt like this was going to be the end of BTS. HYBE's business was heavily wrapped around BTS, and everything that the boys were doing, the boys had so many endeavors like their retail stuff, they have stores and shops open, both online and in person, they have music deals, commercial deals, and so many different things. Of course, since the boys were not going to be a collective 7 for a while, the concern of what will happen to these things when the boys can't make music. A lot of the businesses that were created based on the success of BTS's popularity or music, or so many investors thought. It makes a lot of sense because of that misconception. Many investors pulled out of HYBE thinking once BTS enlists, it was going to be over, and the media portrayed it like that too. However, what a lot of those investors didn't account for was that BTS has all these alternative retail things. For example, their BT21 line that works alongside the app line. So regardless of BTS's music success, the success of BT21 relies more heavily on the app line and rather less on ARMYs. Many people aren't even aware that BT21 is BTS, so that portion of BTS's business stays booming regardless of if BTS is active or not. Then we have the old catalog of BTS's music, which if HYBE was smart, they would constantly be having their sales team trying to sell the music for commercial and TV usage. And then there's other things like what if the members went solo and their solo careers really take off and does super well. The last one is something no one really accounted for and actually was a big thing that caused the stock of HYBE to shift and actually go back up, all due to the music videos, clips, and performances that Jimin did. It was reported that the stock of HYBE had returned to BTS's pre-hiatus level. Apparently a big chunk of that actually had to do with Jimin's solo activity. Jimin made sure to market his solo work in the US and made several appearances on US shows, and this made a lot of Korean investors feel like Jimin was going to be huge, and he was. The album was so good, and a lot of new not K-pop and non-BTS fans became obsessed with the album and his voice. If you do want to check out my reaction to some of the songs and performances, we have a great time over on Patreon. I will link that below. There's currently a $1 tier that is open. Hope to see you there. Anywho, thus new investors, due to the great song, poured all their money into HYBE's stock. This made the prices of the stock go up, and now we have seen that literally one person can cause this huge change in a company. Of course, Jimin is a big part of it. We must not discount the efforts of newer groups like NewJeans, TXT, and 17, as they all have a part in making the stock prices rise as well. A researcher actually described this increase in stock as there being no room to feel BTS's hiatus at all. I think as we are seeing Suga, Jungkook, and even Taeyang go about their new solo stuff, we will very soon see how big all this will be and how much HYBE stock will rise. I think BTS members individually will be able to prove what a powerhouse they all are even without being a group. And even without being a group, they're all able to be very successful and hold a similar success as BTS altogether, which is proving all the haters who doubted the individual members' abilities. And there's actually been a lot of issues with HYBE stock and a lot to talk about. Some very shady things started to happen, and apparently a lot of it is possibly coming to light. I want you to keep in mind this is all stuff that is being reported but has not been confirmed by any official big news sites. So I am doubtful, and I'll explain why. It was reported that there was an alleged insider trading that was happening right before the announcement of the hiatus of BTS. If you don't know what insider trading is, let me explain. Insider trading is when someone buys or sells stock based on information that is not yet known to the public. Stocks are made for the public. Keep that in mind. Imagine you have a secret about a company that will make the stock prices go up or down. If you use that secret to make trades and make money without telling anyone else, that's insider trading. Let's say you work for a company and you hear your boss's talking about a big deal they're about to sign, you know that once the deal is announced, the company's stock will go up. So you quickly buy shares of the company before the news becomes public. When the news is finally announced, the stock price goes up and you sell your shares, making a profit. This sounds like a smart move, and you're thinking, if I worked there, I would do that, but it's actually illegal because you used information that wasn't available to the general public. Insider trading is unfair because it gives people an advantage over others who don't have access to the same information. It undermines the fairness and integrity of the financial markets. And depending on the company and country, the criminal charges can be heavier or lighter. Since the Financial Supervisory Service was reported to have been checking in on the SM and Kakao situation, it was also believed that HYBE was swept in there, and then there were talks of possibly employees doing insider trading. I feel like this is coming out at quite a convenient time to make HYBE look bad, because now that SM and Kakao are being looked into, why suddenly there's these accusations from something that happened almost a year ago now? Why? It makes no sense to me. I'm not saying SM or Kakao is behind this, but maybe just SM and Kakao's super fans that are trying to make HYBE look bad. I don't know, that's my conspiracy. But it also makes no sense that employees would have even known about the alleged hiatus, because the clips of RM or BTS members talking about it would only have been touched by the hands of maybe 1 or 2 people. And if you didn't engage in this activity, you definitely wouldn't tell everyone about it. So for it to be reported that several employees were doing this, I don't know about all that. I think it's just a rumor. I think it's weird timing for this to come out right now. I just think it's weird, and no official news sources have specifically reported on this. This is just reported on by smaller news sites, and if the bigger ones haven't even gotten this information, then how do the smaller ones get it? I'm not entirely sure. Big companies like that always have legal issues and bad accusations thrown at them or their employees. It's bound to happen, as many people want a piece of their pie, and they become a target because there's so much money involved and so many people that are affected by this amount of money. I think all of this is interesting, but it takes away from what the artists are doing, and that's really the point of these companies. Jungkook was recently spotted at an LV party. He was apparently with Mingyu. Mingyu is from the group 17, and Jungkook is really close with Mingyu. In fact, Jungkook's first dating rumor was actually with Mingyu, but obviously they're just close friends. Apparently they attended an LV party together, and then there was a staff or a fan or an idol that was recording or saw Jungkook and Mingyu together. Now, these parties are not public. I don't think the general public gets notified of these types of events, especially if celebrities will show. So I don't think there's a staff that is recording these two, but perhaps a fan that had gotten in. People very quickly alleged that Jungkook was holding hands with a mystery woman. He was sitting with Mingyu at this table. Right next to Jungkook was a mystery woman. There was a shot where it was blurry and dark, and people claimed that when Jungkook moved his hand, you could see him let go of the woman's hand. And then others claimed that it just appeared like he was holding a cup. People were saying that Jungkook was dating this girl and that Jungkook was probably doing very intimate things with her. However, all of this is speculation and not true. Do you think the man who can't even go into a mall in Dubai without people finding out, or can't even go to Coachella without photos of his appearance going viral, would risk showing up to an event and holding hands and showing public affection to a partner? He would be very weary. Also, this is likely a work event, so he definitely wouldn't bring his personal life to it. Likely if Mingyu went, it's because he was invited to go too. Every time any appearance is made with Jungkook at an event, and if he's even around a woman, it's said that he is dating them. And then sometimes you have moments in Qatar where he was never even seen with a woman, and he was believed to be dating a blonde woman. There were definitely some people who I won't put here trying to find out this mystery woman's information, and I don't know what the point of that is. What is the point of trying to figure out who this woman is? Like, are you going to figure out what she does so you can harass her? Are you going to kill her? I don't understand. Sending death threats to someone who may not be a public figure, like she could work in the industry but just not be famous, but doing that is going to cause her to be upset. And then this makes people happy. If Jungkook was dating this woman and obviously was dating her and happy, then wouldn't you want to see your favorite idol be happy? If you are so upset over him dating other women and not you, then why aren't you in Korea right now dating him? Go over there and then watch Jungkook reject you, and then maybe you can close that book. Anyone that is that mentally unstable probably shouldn't end up with anyone. fun. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.